right, welcome back to PCP Podcast. We're on the third rendition of it.
My name is Luke Hillman. I am a senior at Spanish River High School. And this is my friend Papi Ancho, who's also a senior at Spanish River High School. And we are about to debate one-on-one the topics that you want.
Yeah. Luke got a fresh new haircut.
Fresh new haircut.
How many inches did you cut off?
All of it. It was down to here.
Right. How many inches?
About like 7.
Lit. All right. So the first topics we're going to talk about is Brett Kavanaugh.
Brett Kavanaugh.
What are your thoughts on him?
Not my favorite guy.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you not like about him?
He's super pro-life, pro-Christian, everything that is morally right, even though it's not really, I don't know how to say it. It's not really progressive. It's very traditional, his sense of everything. And also, it's like, dude, he had, it's like sexual allegations. It's like, I don't think that's someone who's fit for Supreme Court. Like, Supreme Court has a lot of power, you know?
Right. Well, recently they had quite a few of the allegations. They said that it was false. The women themselves said that.
Well, I didn't see that.
Christine Blasey Ford has not come out about that just yet.
Well, I mean, even if it was, false allegations, which it could or could not be, I don't think it's right to come out and say fake news out of the gate without any further investigation.
Yeah.
It's like they, I heard they investigated everyone but her. You know what I mean? They investigated like people close to him, his friends, saying if he was the kind of person to do that, and of course they were biased, but they didn't really see the other side. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
all right. So
he's overall not my favorite guy. I mean, he's probably a good Christian, and he's a good person, I guess. But it's like his ideals are just not my kind.
I feel like he was a pretty good choice for Supreme Court, just because when you look at his previous court rulings, they're all based off of the amendments, which is what you need for the Supreme Court. Yeah, I know. It's just his ideals don't really agree with me. Right.
It's just my thing. I mean, I don't. The sexual allegation is beside the point. He's just not my particular favorite guy as a representative of what I want to be done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's very pro drilling oil and pro life and stuff like that. So even though I don't know, that's just my thoughts.
Do you think the claims that he was going to take away bring back the rulings for Roe v. Wade, do you think that's over the top?
I'm not sure.
Roe v. Wade is the for allowing abortions.
What did he say?
No, everyone was saying that he was going to bring it back and try to reverse it.
Reverse abortion?
Yeah.
So it would be pro-life or pro-choice?
It would basically not allow
abortions at all.
It would pretty much allow that to the states. Had he did that.
So he made it federally illegal?
No, a lot of the people that were against him in the first place, they said that he would probably try to bring back the court rulings for Roe v. Wade. Do you think? All right, never mind. All right, so what are your thoughts on family?
What about it?
Family structure.
Family structure?
Do you think
roles?
Yeah.
Male and female roles?
Yeah.
All right. I think guys should be mostly the provider, but that doesn't. I'm not saying that a woman can't provide for her family. You know what I mean? There's a lot of single moms that bust their ass out there. You know what I mean? Without a dad, but it's traditionally. I think the traditional sense of mom takes care of the house, cleans up after everything, makes sure everything's running smooth. The kids, all good. Dad's a breadwinner. Come home, all that good stuff. But it's dad can't pay for everything. You know what I mean? So it's it'd be cool to high school relationships. It'd be nice to have the girl pay for some of the time. You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to that. It's help a brother out. You dig?
So what do you think is do you think that the father has a higher role? Do you think he should always be there in a family structure?
higher role, no. Should he always be in a family structure? Yeah.
Right.
I think like a patriarchal figure in a household is very important. You know, sets the rules and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, same thing, like with my parents, it's like, ask your mother, you know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like checks and balances. So
Yeah.
it's like, you got to make sure it's okay with the other person. Right. It's like, I think like each has the same amount of power, but you know, it's just life, I guess. I'm not really sure
Right.
what else to say.
So do you think that, like, what do you count as like a failure almost? If, or what would you count as like a failure upbringing for like a father to like see with their children?
What do you mean?
Like-
Like just ditch them? That's a failure. If you have
No,
kids
like,
and ditch them.
say if like both, say if both parents are still there, right?
Yeah.
What do you think a father would like count as like a failure of his children?
Oh, like that kind of stuff. Okay. A failure of his children,
Yeah.
like
Or like of his parenting?
to see. Oh, so like what the kids do,
Yeah, like say if they weren't like productive citizens in society.
dude. If they're yeah. I mean, I don't think that reflects on the father. It's just because there's a lot of people with great parents out there that are like really trying to get their kids on track, and their kids are just like, you know. So it's like it could be parenting styles. It also a lot of the time is just super individual. Like there's a lot of people like my boss. He has really conservative parents, and like you know, sex before marriage is like not that kind of thing. No drugs, no this, no that. And he kind of once you have that kind of environment, it kind of makes the children kind of rebel against it. Same thing happened with my dad. He was born in Alabama, super Christian, super conservative, super like. He was like, screw that. I'm moving to Florida and becoming a liberal.
Right.
Basically. But I mean, I don't think you should think anything of your kids is a failure, but it's just like disappointing if they're not doing anything, if they're not being like productive. I think it's like, oh well.
Right.
What's the point you're trying to get at?
No, it was just a question.
Yeah.
So do you think, this is a completely different topic.
Yeah.
So you know like the idea of that, the executive order that Trump was like, sort of like throwing around.
Yeah.
The idea of.
Of what?
It's called taking away like the birthright of certain of the illegals, or like the
So
children
he's
of the
saying like,
illegals.
oh yeah, so
That were
they,
born here.
so they don't have rights either.
He was considering taking it away with an executive order. What do you think about that? And like,
What do you think about that? That's awful.
I personally think that it's like a good idea because to begin with, no, listen. To begin with, that's a lot of taxes that they're taking out of the system because they're, granted, also, the parents can't necessarily file taxes for them. Like they can't claim them because they're not.
There's nothing
they're
to
not
do with
legal.
taxes, bro.
Yes, it does. Let me explain.
I'm talking about
Parents, what?
I thought like rights for kids who were born here.
Right.
Yeah. So what does that have to do with taxes?
They can't claim them as anything because the parents are not there legally, so they can't really file for taxes.
Okay.
Okay. And then also, that's a lot of, they're not really, like the parents are not really producing much into taxes because they're not really paying it. So then
Yeah.
any like schools that the kids go to realistically is paid off, is paid
For
by
free.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah.
All right. True.
Okay.
However,
Right.
where were your parents born?
My dad was born in Pennsylvania. My mom was born in Guyana.
And where?
Guyana,
Was that?
South America. The only English-speaking country down there.
Okay. I don't know about that because I have a lot of friends who have parents that are completely foreign and come here and speak different languages, but they're born here. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well, are the parents legal?
yeah.
Okay, that's not a problem. If they're legal.
Are you saying illegal?
Illegal immigrants that have children here.
I think if you're
Children
born in America, you're an American. because it's like no, dude.
Even
Dude. If you're a kid and you're like just appeared in the world in America, and then you just grow up your entire life speaking English and saluting to the flag, like you're an American. I don't think that just because your parents are not, I mean, you were born here. Like it's a naturalized. Like I'm a natural born citizen. Even though like your parents are from elsewhere, it's like that doesn't mean anything for you.
What are some ideals that you would like to know? What are some little ideals that you would like to know regarding stuff that I would like? Oh,
so what do you consider conservative? Like, what's conservatism? Like, what's republicanism to you?
Republicanism?
Like, what's the Republican Party?
For me, it's basically like lesser gun restrictions. I don't really. I'm not really for abortion.
Okay.
But that's like religiously, but like as I said several times before, I'm okay with it. What?
It's not really religiously. You're Jewish. They don't have anything against abortion.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I guess I'm an awful Jew.
But all right, but like.
What makes you a Republican?
My views, obviously.
Specifically.
I don't believe in abortion.
Okay.
Republicans are normally pro-life.
Yeah.
I believe in lesser or no gun control. So that's also a Republican. Okay. Well, yeah, that's obviously a disagreement that we have.
Yeah.
And then, what's it called? I believe in like actually being productive instead of just like the government giving you everything. So that's realistically like the lesser government,
So when you hear Democrat, what do you think?
Democrat?
Yeah.
Right now, it's basically someone that would like love to have like almost everything given to them.
So like socialism.
Yeah.
You think?
That's what it seems like it's turning into right now.
That is interesting because I'm not completely left. Like,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think everything should be free.
Right.
But I heard there's only going to be like 3 tax brackets now. Like that Trump wants to do, like put everyone into 3 tax brackets. I don't like that. Just because it's like if there's 3 tax brackets and people make anywhere from 20 grand to billions of dollars a year. You know what I mean? So it's like once you're putting 3 groups into all of that, it's like you have people making 50 grand paying the same as people making 350 grand, and $1 million people making $1 million paying the same as people making $10 million. You know what I mean? It's like it's not, or someone with $100 millions getting taxed the same as billionaires. So it's like it's
right. Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much stupid. And previous podcasts we agreed that like taxation is basically theft.
Yeah, I don't like taxes either. No one likes taxes, but it's like you got to pay for.
There was also a statistic that showed 97% of like the taxes that are used come from like the upper class. Yeah. And then only 3% is just from the lower.
Yeah, because
they have more money to actually pay out.
Because 50% of the U.S. 50% of the U.S. wealth is in the bottom 5%.
Right.
Wait.
Top 5%.
There's some statistic that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Or yeah, something like that.
Okay. But basically, like, yeah, but I feel obviously like 47% of the it makes sense because it's obviously like they have more money to actually pay out, so therefore it's like more money going to the taxation.
Yeah, I don't think someone that's living off like bi-weekly pay should get the same.
Right. Well, yeah, that three tax bracket is pretty retarded. Yeah.
It's like what?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm like, doesn't really compute to me. What are some other things that you think we agree on?
Agree on?
Yeah.
Well, I remember from the first episode we were talking about guns, and
yeah.
you said not fully restricting them, but like a bit harsher, like not harsher, but like a bit more aggressive, like background checks and a lot of other stuff.
See, I'm a gun owner.
Right.
I have family in Alabama. Like we have guns. It's It's like your American right to have a gun.
Yeah, so
I feel, but I mean, no one's gonna go hunting with an AR-15. You know, that's not really a hunting rifle. If you want to go hunting, get a rifle and get like trained with it.
Right.
If you're gonna have an AR-15, you should be trained.
I feel like I said,
Like I don't think you should just keep giving out. No untrained person of any age should have an AR-15.
Yeah.
I just think like if you're gonna have a weapon of that caliber, you should, or any assault weapon for that matter. It's like, even if a fucking pistol, like, dude, you gotta get some like basic training before you just give someone a gun.
Yeah, even if you're to do it for like safety for your own house.
Even
you have to be able to
even like an hour course, for like handguns and stuff like that, and then
learning
like,
how to use it,
like a day or two for like
Yeah.
But
that's why a lot of people would rather get like a shotgun and just have to do with like the wall work afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. I have a shotgun. I don't kill anyone, but it's like it's nice to have.
Right.
And I'm not against guns. It's just I'm against ignorant people getting the wrong guns.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think that should be prevented with more guns.
Right.
So, I mean, I want background checks.
Yeah, of course. It should definitely have more aggressive background
Yeah.
checks, and I feel like you should definitely be looked at like thoroughly throughout, like at least like a year into, sort of like not necessarily like a cool down period, but like form of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Agreed.
First thing agreed on.
Yeah. What do you think about global warming?
I think it's I think it's genuinely there.
Mm-hmm.
However, you know how like Trump sort of like took away the restrictions for it, like for certain factories and other shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like I feel like it's a good thing. However, because it shows that like if someone actually gave a shit about like global warming and climate change, they wouldn't buy products from that factory, which would then in turn lead that factory to go out of business, which would make the other like more greener factories and other ways of manufacturing prosper, which is essentially like what's a really great thing about our economy, which is capitalism.
Yeah, of course. I believe capitalism is great. The thing of competition is awesome. Like, the only way you're gonna want to outdo one another is through competition.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
like just like with the, I feel like just like with the Drew Baker that didn't like on the gay, didn't do the gay wedding cake. You know? I feel like like they sort of helped it like propel it forwards to basically his demise of not having a bakery anymore. You know, because then like realistically it would have happened eventually for him, because right now it's becoming more and more like acceptable to come out as like gay and stuff. Then like over time more of his customers would turn out to be like gay, and he would either have to make the choice of like actually doing their stuff or just not doing it and just eventually see all of his customers leave. You know? But now it's like sort of like accelerated the process where like everyone's just like, oh, I don't want to go there. He's against gay people, you know?
I thought we were talking about climate change.
You were.
Yeah.
But we brought up like capitalism and like competition.
Yeah. Well, but back to that, like the whole capitalism thing with global warming, I don't think we should like encourage, gasoline companies and stuff like oil companies to compete for the ultimate like demise of the earth. Right. Because it's like I do see the tide coming up at the beach. Like I do see like little things that I'm just like, that's interesting. Like in California, the water's getting warmer, So I'm just saying, dude, solar power, green energy. Let's go. We'll be a mass marketer of solar power and export it to the world and make a profit. Just solar panels. Then we'll be off the grid from the world. And we won't have to borrow from Saudi Arabia or frack into the middle of Michigan and make everything awful. Like the water. Like no one wants to, like I did a project on it in 4th grade. Like people were turning on their tap water and lighting on a fire. Their fucking house blew up. Like flammable tap water. Right. It's crazy. It's like, why not just, I don't know, get it from the sun, a renewable resource that will always be there. And water, it's always going to be flowing, It's like, put an engine in there, Like, have prisoners go on stationary bikes to power electricity so to get there sentences reduced. Like, let's be productive and not like keep everyone in jail. You know, they're sentencing all the black guys to prison.
Well, they are 13% of the population, but they commit 50% of.
It's a fake statistic.
It's not fake.
All right,
Dog.
you are more likely to get searched if you are black.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Cops have to racially profile. That's.
No, they don't. They don't have to do.
Would you rather?
I got you there.
No. Like, if a black dude was like walking around a white neighborhood
Yeah.
late at night,
Yeah.
he's gonna get searched.
Why?
No doubt. Like, my brother's black. He can't walk around my neighborhood.
Your brother's black?
Yeah. Half brother.
Oh, okay. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Like, he literally, like, he would most likely get searched in my neighborhood. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was pretty much the only black person in that entire community, and there's 13 communities inside of that one, you know?
Yeah.
And then, but, whereas like a white person walking around that same neighborhood, they're probably not going to get stopped or by security, nonetheless cops, you know?
Yeah.
So realistically, they sort of like
Yeah.
have to.
What do you think about lobbyists
Lobbyists?
and like
They're like-
influence
they're like
on Congress?
Right. I feel like it's not like a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
They're like annoying, like fucking little spiders, you know?
Yeah.
So trying to, like, when you're trying to get some shit done, then they just like throw money at you. They're just like,
It's
no
hard.
point. Yeah.
Like, remember that town hall meeting where that girl was like, Marco Rubio, I want you to give me your word that you won't accept a donation from the NRA. And he couldn't do it.
well, yeah, she's not going to replace that funding.
Yeah, I know.
So
But it's
why
like-
would he?
But then that's literally saying direct correlation with the NRA is giving way too much money to hold back these laws to get passed. Yeah.
Well, yeah. They're not, I mean, realistically.
And same thing with, dude, legalization of marijuana back in the day. It was conflicting with the paper companies back in 1936. What did they do? Reefer madness, propaganda. Get it cut down. It's a drug. Now hemp is like one of our best resources that we can't use. We can use it for concrete. We can use it for oil. We can use it for clothing. We can use it for like food. Dude, there's so many things you can use hemp oil with, and it's literally the only reason it's banned is because it's competing with all of these other corporations that do it worse. Just yeah, but like no one's they don't take it seriously anymore because it's like weed, you know. It's like people don't go to hemp for paper. It's like why?
Right.
It comes out of the ground. You know, you just do that, and then harvest the crops, and then like sell it to Colorado, make them. You know, like make profit. There's like so much profit to be made that there is not profit being made. The legalization of cannabis within the first 2 weeks gave $3 million to schools. Why don't we do that? Because we're slow. You know, I'm not saying the goal is to just legalize marijuana, everyone's happy, but it's like there's so many different things that are contributing to the same non-progress. You know what I mean? Like the I don't even know, man. It's like you see all these like lobbyists and corporations from ALEC literally giving so much money to legislators to make laws that are completely not in favor of the people and completely in favor of just making money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, money's great. Everyone wants money and it's great for the economy. But at some point there needs to be like, all right, this is wrong and this is right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like giving massive amounts of money to the pharmaceutical corporation to literally like pump out pills that people get addicted to, and then they stop those pill mills, and then they have these addicts of like oxy go on the streets to get heroin because it's cheaper because they can't get the scripts anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like you have these doctors blindly handing out prescriptions to any Joe who wants it. You know? And
the symptoms lead to the other prescriptions.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, we're going to arrest you for doing heroin because it's like we got you on it in the first place, but you're a bad guy now, and we're not going to get you help. We're going to put you in jail. That's also another thing. If there's people doing drugs, I don't think jail should be the first thing. If someone's on drugs, they need help. Jail is not going to help them. Jail is going to ruin them even worse, if anything. You know, because jail is not a good place.
Right.
If you're going to get fixed, go to rehab. You know?
I feel like they should definitely have like a thing where you go to rehab first, and if you get caught up with it again, then like get straight to jail.
Yeah.
Because realistically, I feel like it's going to be
They're
hard.
just trying to survive, literally.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to get drugs in prison anyway. So like after the second round of getting caught, they could just go straight there and then like have like 5 years of nothing.
Yeah, but then there's like, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But like, even if you get caught with like a smidge of cannabis, it's like you're going to jail. It's like overpopulation. If you get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're going to jail. You know what I mean? It's like and then you have these overpopulation of jails, and then it's like the prison system is so screwed up that it's, I don't even know, man.
Yeah. So recently, last month, brought in 250,000 jobs.
Who?
America.
Sick.
Doing we what? Stayed at
where?
We just in like in the just in general for like, America, like we took in like we got 250,000 more jobs like occupied.
Sick.
Yeah. So realistically, it's like about 7 million unopened, like basically 7 million people don't have jobs left in America, which is a country of like 350 something.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the unemployment rate's back down. It's still at 3.7, which is still low as fuck. You know.
Yeah.
So that's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Economy wise.
Yeah, dude. Trump's doing great things for the economy. I'm not doubting that.
No, I know.
He's great with like.
That up.
No, yeah. I'm not saying the things that he's doing are bad for the economy. They're great for the economy. Are they good for the earth? No.
Right.
That's what I don't like, and that's why I can't support him.
Right.
It's like, is it morally right? Is it something that my grandmother would be in? Like, all right, yeah,
right.
I like that. No.
If you're like the head of a DOT, right?
What's that?
Department of Transportation.
Yeah.
You know, like Tesla's self-driving autonomous trucks. Would you at all allow that, or?
Yeah.
How far would you let it go? Because like right now, you would obviously have to sit there and like make sure everything's running correctly, so it doesn't like.
I wouldn't
mess
put.
up.
I wouldn't put nobody in those trucks. There has to be a driver in the first place.
Right.
So it's like, it's basically the same thing as, would you trust someone to drive an 18-wheeler? It's like it's the same thing. It's just this helps you.
Like realistically, as the technology will improve, like eventually, there might be
eventually
an opening for like
once all the cars are autonomous, it'll be normal.
But what do you think? Like, what would that lead to? Like for job wise, like what would that? Do you think that would like
better jobs?
Like how so? Because like all the truckers are going to be like out of the work, and that's one of the single most taken jobs for like youths.
Yeah, but you kind of still need. Dude, you can't really transport a bunch of material with no one supervising it.
Right.
You know, you still need someone in the truck. Even if it is a self-autonomous thing, you still need someone like watching the product, so if someone doesn't hack the truck out of the middle of nowhere and just grab all the shit. You know? So it's like one way or another, like you're gonna have someone in it, either driving it, protecting it, making sure it's good. So I think that renders your argument pointless.
What? Well, actually, USF, they're actually testing out new autonomous, like almost like buses, but like mini.
Sick.
Yeah, so it's I think $700,000 per like mini bus, but like they're gonna be testing out eventually.
Are they electric?
Yeah, they're fully autonomous.
Electric or autonomous?
Yeah, both.
Sick.
Fully electric and autonomous, but they'll have a person sitting there.
Yeah.
But I think that's sort of like annoying because like it's already small to begin with, so it's not going to be carrying as many people as it could be, even though it's just like one less person. Yeah, but
it's like then, dude, there has to be some form of like person running it. You know, it can't be just like roaming around with a bunch of strangers in it, not knowing what's up. Like even a train has conductors, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's what they're doing for the world is great. They're doing like so many things with SpaceX and space travel and just things that are going to be so relevant in the future that it's like, or are we even living in the past? You know, I feel like Trump's living in the past. That's the only thing. It's like I feel like it's old nowadays to have like a super dude.
Extremely efficient. Like it's weird.
Yeah, they're efficient compared
It's just
to
it's like
back
weird
then.
seeing, yeah, it's
But
weird seeing
then
like
at
such
the
a
same
giant
time, if
truck.
everyone's like getting these efficient trucks, they're gonna think they're efficient, and then next thing you know, you have fucking 400 King Ranches at every stoplight. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I'm not hurting it. But you are. So it's like, I'm all about electric power. I'm about sustainability, renewable resources, and gasoline is not one of those. And it harms the environment.
I'm all for that. I'm just thinking like.
Do you drive an electric car?
He drives the old BMW.
Beamer gang.
What does that take?
Dude, I don't. Bro, most of the people can't afford an electric car right now. But like they're normalizing it to the point where.
It's a smart car.
Or even like a Model 3, but you have to wait a long ass time.
Yeah.
Not Tesla. I'm saying.
You get a Model
low-end
3, but like,
electric car.
yeah.
Bro, I had $2,500 and I got a old Beamer.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend 15 grand on a Nissan Leaf, you know, like with 100,000 miles on it. But,
So I mean that's why it's hard for us to transition from gasoline.
well, yeah, if once they get the price right.
Yeah, realistically, like
But-
what Tesla did with the Model 3, that's very good.
Yeah.
However,
And
they
that was
also,
it.
they also have like
They-
some
yeah,
manufacturing issues.
The only
as in, like,
reason they
waiting
did the
forever.
Model S and the Model X was to get money for
Yeah,
the Model
funding,
3.
yeah. And on top of that, with the
The Roadster coming out.
Roadster and also like the funding for from the flamethrowers that he
Yeah,
made.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very smart on his part.
Hell yeah.
Realistically, it wasn't even like it was like dialed back, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like a realistic.
Not
like
a flamethrower.
Yeah,
It was not a flamethrower.
yeah. Like an Elon Musk troller.
Give me something to talk about.
So, how do you feel? Do you think that like completely cutting out, or not completely, like slowly phasing out industrial jobs, or like coal mining, or like working at factories that like produce really shit, you know?
Like
Do you think-
sweatshops and stuff.
Yeah. Our version of sweatshops, right? Do you think that like slowly phasing it out? What do you where do you think like the unallocated jobs would go?
I don't like that. I like having factories.
No, I'm
There's
saying
nothing wrong
like,
with factory.
like eventually, because obviously that's gonna happen.
This is gonna be animated and automated and robots and stuff.
So like, where do you think those jobs would lead to?
New
actually-
creative jobs, entrepreneurs get new stuff. If
Right.
you're not an entrepreneur, you're sleeping.
Computers probably.
Yeah, realistically, I feel like it would just be like retraining of the people that were originally in that job and just go into like different fields, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh well, you're not working at IKEA anymore. Get another job. Like, boo.
Right.
That's not very politically correct. What else?
Let's go back to abortion.
Let's
we had a
go!
great conversation at the library
Love
last
abortion.
week,
Yeah.
or 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
whenever we did the previous one.
I don't think abortion is good. Or no, I do think abortion is good. Yeah.
Right. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it should be completely illegal, but like, religiously, but like morally, I feel, or not morally, but like politically, I feel like it. Government shouldn't really have a say in too much of it. However, like it should be like. Not earlier than the first trimester, you know.
I don't think it should be something that government has any say over.
Even if they
Dude,
get
what's
like an
in your
abortion.
body has nothing to do with the government.
Even if they get like an abortion, like
Yeah.
2.5 trimesters.
But it's another. There could be another person in your house.
Yeah.
You can't kill them. It's your house. You still can't kill them
Why not?
because the government controls people murdering people.
I feel like if you were to
Yeah,
take
I
that,
know, but if you're under attack, it's defense.
No. What if you're not under attack? They're just in your house. You just want to kill them. It's your house, but you can't kill them. It's your body. It's still another human being.
Okay.
And you were responsible and had one, unless it was rape, which is the one case that I think you can't have an abortion.
Yeah, but think about this: if you're irresponsible at a young age,
that's
and
your
then
fault.
yeah,
You're
but then are you gonna just get stuck with a fucking kid for the rest of your life?
but
You're gonna have to grow
I
up real
think-
quick.
I think like
That's not a good thing. I don't think anyone should have to be raised by a
The only method for
17-year-old.
abortion, I think, is through the abortion pill. I don't think there should be any.
It's not an abortion pill.
Right.
It's just
Well,
There
that's
is an
like
abortion pill. You
yeah,
can take
it's
it within,
it's
like
like
the first few weeks.
First few weeks, and then
Then,
but that's
then it's gone, and that's the only way I think it should be legal.
Realistically,
I don't think
yeah,
you should be
it would
able
make-
to go inside of the woman's body and take out parts of a forming human.
it would make more
Okay.
sense because
Dude, I'm not saying the way they do it's awesome. I'm not saying the act of abortion's awesome. All I'm saying is, if you have a kid on accident and you're like, dang, I don't want this. Like, I don't want to be responsible for a kid for the next 18 to 25 years and then some.
That's
it's
the
like,
consequence of what you did.
yeah, but dude, that shit happens. It's not like people are like doing it because they want to have a kid. It happens. It's an accident. That's why I call it an accident. You know what I mean?
And if you get in a car accident, you still have to pay for, if it's your fault, you still have to pay for the person's medical bills, or your church does at least.
Bro, I think if you want to have an abortion, you should be able to have an abortion.
So like if you make a mistake,
Bro, all I'm saying, bro,
How far
if you have a, bro, if you
how
have
far
a kid,
into the pregnancy?
bro, I don't think you should be able to have an abortion when you're like,
2.5. Right?
yeah, like into it.
Yeah.
Like if you should be able to know if you're pregnant or not. You shouldn't be like, maybe I should have it, maybe I shouldn't. Like if you don't want it, don't have it. If you want it, have it.
That's exactly what the pill is for.
Yeah,
Because that's
dude,
only a couple weeks in.
that's great. I'm not saying that
Right.
like you should like always. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that abortion is good. I'm saying that if necessary, you should be able to get it. You know, I almost had a pregnancy scare. You know, like that's not good. I was 16 at the time. Like, I don't want a kid right then.
Right.
I was like, gotta nip that in the bud. Trying to have that.
Right.
And that's a little too much information, but it's like, dude, that happens. If you're a sexually active kid, like, and you're just like messing around and like, dude, condoms break. If you haven't noticed.
Can't
Probably,
believe-
yeah, I know you
I,
probably haven't noticed, nerd. But all I'm saying is, dude, if you accidentally get pregnant or a girl is drunk and makes a mistake and gets raped or something, like, dude, you should have the option.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, that's where like politically I would say like the government shouldn't
I don't think they
regulate it like too harshly, you know?
Yeah.
Because again, that's like too much government, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but it's just like
I feel like I feel like basically like the whole religious part of it, like Jews basically think that like children are like the most blessed, like biggest blessing you could possibly have, you know?
okay.
And it's like
Yeah.
the most innocent fucking thing you have.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that
Yeah,
at
no,
all.
I'm saying, yeah. That's where like basically like eventual parenting comes in, like, you know, because I believe that like if I were to like fail at everything else that I've ever done, you know, like if I couldn't make like a fucking autonomous fucking city or some shit, you know, then like as long as I get like my children to get like at least be productive in society or like do or like be educated, then I would basically have failed, you know, if I couldn't have done that, you know.
Yeah. There's a part of me that's like super liberal, and that is just like, dude, it's your body. If you don't want a kid, nip that in the bud. Like, they're not gonna feel a thing. You know what I mean? That's part of me, and that's not good, but it's true. The world's overpopulated anyways. Why do you care?
Right.
Like, one baby's not gonna make a difference. Hundreds of babies aren't gonna make a difference. You know what I mean? Like, there's millions of kids that are getting born every day, like thousands of kids born every day, and it's like, people are gonna, bro. There's always gonna be a population. You know, like there's always gonna be people.
Right.
If you don't want to have a kid, I don't think you should have a kid.
Right.
If you don't want it, why have it?
Alrighty.
If you're not gonna love your kid, don't have it.
Right.
And that's where I say it.
All right. On that note, we're going to end this episode of PCP. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Next week, we're going to leave that to a mystery for you guys. You guys are going to have to guess what we're going to be talking about. I hope you enjoyed. We're out for today.
Have a good one, boys and girls. Take it easy now.